beware. Possible sightings of mysterious socks, missing remotes, and the age-old parental habit of finishing everyone's leftovers.
Hey, welcome back to Dad Space, podcast for dads by dads, now serving 75 different countries. I know. You're like, really? Yeah, 75 different countries. I checked the map, and the map is lighting up with listeners just like you from around the world. Here's my problem. Well, I have several, but here's one of my problems. I don't know who you are. And I would love to know who you are as a listener of this very podcast. You're like, you're probably too busy as a podcaster to care about me. No, that's exactly why I'm doing the show, is because I care about you and I'd love to meet you, know you, hear your voice. You can do all those fun things over at dadspace.ca. It's my website for the podcast, and there's a way to leave a voice message. You can email me. I just love to hear from you. I'd like to know where you're listening, what the show is doing for you as a listener, how I can help you more, and everything to do with dads. So dadspace.ca, go check it out. Leave me a voice message. I'd love to hear from you because you are amazing, and to all 75 countries currently represented in my listener analytics based on podcasting. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening no matter where you are in this world. I truly appreciate you. This is episode 256. 256. I say that not to boast, but just to let you know there's 255 other episodes of this very show. So if you find value in what we talk about here, there's a lot of great stuff, great interviews, great people to connect with, great resources, and great conversations, all to do with dads here on Dad Space. I'm Dave. Let's get into this. Thank you for being here. So I was listening to a podcast, which I do often because I work a night shift. So I work overnights from 11 o'clock at night till 7 in the morning. Yeah, and I do that 5 nights a week, and I've been doing it for 6 years now. So I get a lot of listening time in because I'm allowed to listen to podcasts with one earbud, not two, but just one. So I listen to a lot of shows, and I like listening not only for myself because I want to grow as a human, and I love podcasting for that, and I hope this podcast does that for you as well. But also I like to listen on behalf of my Dad Space audience. I want to find content and conversations and things that could really help you as a dad. As I was listening to this podcast specifically, it was interesting because they were talking about what to do when somebody needs your help and how to decide which way to go as someone who wants to offer help, who wants to be there for your friend in this situation, but also for your family, for your wife, your partner, whatever. Is just, how do you show up for people in the right way and not just assume that they're expecting you to show up with like the amazing person on the white horse to kind of come in and save the day, right? No, sometimes they just need you to just jump in the pit with them and just be there. And I love this thought. And again, the idea of just getting in the mud with others. But here's the podcast. Here's a little clip from the show. And we'll talk about it a little bit more. But here's what I heard.
What I've learned is instead of trying to guess, is just say what I'm feeling, which is I don't know what to say. Let me express my confusion. Let me put out something and be there like, when you're ready, please, I'm here, which is kind of like saying, I love you. And sometimes to ask. I have a friend who called me and said, I'm struggling. I said, so do I go into solution mode? Because I know what to do. I know exactly what's going on. Or do I go into, nope, I got to hold space. This is what friends do. They hold space for friends in need. And so I just said, what do you need? Do you need me to hold space? Or do you need me to offer you some ideas? Mm. And then they said, I think right now I just need you to hold space. I'm like, okay, I will climb into the mud with you and I'll sit there for you with you. And when you're ready, you tell me, I think I'm ready to get out now. And be like, okay, I got some ideas. And you can ask for guidance if you don't know, as opposed to trying to guess. And B, if somebody gets it wrong, you can tell them.
That's really interesting. Now, See the wisdom there to know not to simply just jump to the results was interesting. And the fact that you still have an answer in your mind that could help, but you're delaying that to that person in the moment. You don't automatically jump to solution mode. You find out what the person needs from you in the moment. Keep the answer, keep your suggestion, keep your wisdom, your wise sage advice, your experience, but hold on to it. Hold on to it. And in that moment, be what that person needs from you. Because if you do the opposite and you do the opposite of what we just heard, this could be the result. And this is what they went on to say in the conversation, where the opposite happened. And this person was on the receiving end and didn't get what they needed because the person didn't have that foresight to be who they needed to be for that person in the moment. And this is what happened when they went the opposite way.
The reverse happened to me. I was in a bad place. And I called somebody where I just needed them to listen. And I called her up and I was like, I'm having a really hard week. And and then this happened and then this happened and I'm feeling this and this happened. And she went into fix it mode and it made me feel worse because I just need to feel heard in that moment. And it was well intentioned, but I was getting angry. I could feel myself getting angry. I felt myself getting frustrated. And I simply said, can I just interrupt you? I know it's well intentioned. What I need right now, I just need you to just listen. I'm not angry. Please, and thank you so much. What I need right now is please just listen. That's all I need. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And you can reset. I'm so sorry. Please go ahead. Thank you. Very few of us are experts, and even the experts bungle it all the time. And I think just trying to say how you actually feel, telling people what you need in the moment you need it, and asking for what you need in the moment you need it, right? That combination, you pretty much can bumble through it all.
Yeah.
It won't always be fun, but it's a good start.
So that's a good thing to reiterate again. Trying to say how you feel in the moment, telling people what you need in the moment, and then asking for what you need in the moment. So as men, we're not good at this. Historically, we're not good at this. From a listening point of view, being on the receiving end, or on the point of view of you need the help. So keep that in mind. There's two different perspectives here to keep in mind there. I really like this. So that's Simon Sinek on Jay Shetty's show. Simon's, again, a very prolific author and speaker and very thoughtful person. But I love the tone of this conversation as well. They continue on.
The most important thing about that is saying something is better than saying nothing. And the saying something part, speak your intention. Like that's what I feel like. It's like when I'm sharing my confusion and I'm sharing my feelings and I'm scared to share them because they're messy, going back to your earlier point, being human is messy. And you're right. Sometimes I get a message like that too. And I'm like, I don't really know what to say. And not saying anything is way worse than saying, hey, I'm really sorry. I'm here if you need me. Let me know.
I don't know what to say and I don't know what you need.
Exactly. And tell me.
If you feel up to it, please tell me.
Exactly.
Right? But I'm here. Just know one thing 100% sure is I'm here.
Exactly.
And that's sometimes all people need is to feel not alone. Yeah. And I think we're also afraid of triggering somebody or saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. And it's our own fears. That's our own insecurities. And it goes back to the ghosting. It's my fear of discomfort that's making it worse for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know? And it goes back to what the definition of a leader is, right? A leader is the person who accepts the awesome responsibility to see those around us rise. It's about caring for people, right? And it's a very leadery thing to do, to just be the person who says, I don't know.
Yeah.
But here it is.
Yeah.
When somebody gets stuck with their car in the snow or the mud or the sand or whatever, it's not that we have to also then get stuck in the same sand, mud, or situation, but you are going to get dirty if you try to help your friend get out of this situation. It's going to happen. So it's not a matter of getting stuck in the same spot as the person that you're trying to help, or the person trying to help you getting stuck in your spot. But it's the fact that we're doing more than compassion. Compassion is feeling or connecting with how you feel in the moment, and empathy is actually climbing down into the hole and just sitting with you. Again, not coming always with the answer first, but sometimes just the support of being there. I really think this is an overlooked skill as dads. Knowing when to step in and fix, and when to simply just sit and listen. Your kids are going to need this, your partner's going to need it, your fellow dad, a friend is going to need this. It's a skill that you need and you might want as well from others. So make sure you share this with people so they understand what you need in this moment. If you can't articulate what you need, maybe this episode can speak for you. So send this to them and let them hit play and go, oh, that's what you need. It's a lesson that shows up everywhere in a dad's life, from friendships with other men to relationships at home with your partner, your kids. It's the idea of getting in the mud with somebody, not solving it, not cleaning it up, but being willing to step into the mess for them and with them. For many dads, this can be really unnatural. The instinct, I know from my perspective, is always to fix, to provide answers, to make things better, and as quickly as possible. Solution mode. But what this conversation reveals is that support does not always look like solutions. Sometimes it just looks like being present in the moment. When another dad reaches out and says he's struggling, the default reaction might be to jump in and give advice and jump into advice mode. But a better approach to this is to pause and ask a simple question. What do you need right now? Do you want ideas, or do you want me just to listen? Like, you be the one to put that out in front of them when somebody comes to you for help. That question alone can completely change the dynamic, and it removes all the guesswork and shows respect for what the other person actually needs in the moment. See, this applies as just as much at home with a partner or your spouse. The moments when they're not looking for you to fix something. Something happened at work, they've come home, they just want to dump on it and just share with you their feelings in the moment. They don't want you to solve it. You're not HR. You're their partner. And I do this often, and I'm really trying to fix it. Because when Jen comes home, my wife Jen, when she comes home from work and she's got something that happened, or something happened on her commute or in her day, Dave goes to solving mode. It's my default setting. It's my kryptonite. It's what I do. People just want to feel heard. When a dad jumps quickly into that problem-solving mode, even with good intentions to help and be helpful, it can create distance instead of connection. And the same goes for kids. Children often just need space to express their feelings. They're having big feelings right now. And without immediately being corrected or guided or sent on their way, they just need to know that their emotions are valid before they are told what to do or how you would fix it or how you would approach it. I think this conversation also highlights the importance of speaking up, even when you don't have the right words. Saying, I don't know what to say, but I'm here right now, is far more powerful than saying nothing at all. And silence can feel like absence. Well, honest presence, I think, builds trust. Being human it's really messy. It's really tough. And fatherhood is no exception. Showing up in that mess without needing to control it is where I think real connection can happen. Again, with your partner, your kids, another dad, a friend. It's also an important reminder here to remember that communication is a two-way street. And if somebody gets it wrong and goes into fix-it mode when you just need to be heard, you're the one looking for help, it's okay to reset the moment. It's okay for you to say, hey, I'm sorry, yeah, excuse me, just wait 1 sec. I just need you to listen to me right now. You can redirect the conversation and deepen the relationship by just standing up for yourself in the moment and telling people what you need. I think this conversation that I played from that podcast with Simon Sinek on Jay Shetty's show, what it means is it just kind of focuses in on what it means to lead as a dad. Leadership is not always about having the answers. Sometimes it's about creating space for others to be seen and heard and supported without judgment. I think great dads do not always need to fix the problem. I know you want to, but you don't need to. You need to have the wisdom to know when to fix and when to just listen. You need to ask when it's needed. Listen without rushing to solve. And are you willing to sit in the mud with somebody, as uncomfortable as that might be for them, for you, just sit? There's Google to give you answers on everything. There's AI now to give you answers on everything. But the one thing that can't be replaced is a person who sits shoulder to shoulder you, sits across from you at the table, hands cupped around a hot cup of coffee, and just listening and being there. It's the best feeling ever. So if you need that, seek it out. If you can be that, seek it out. I think we need more of this. It's time to climb into the mud and not always come with answers, but come with your presence and just being there. I think we're going to help a lot of people with this. So look at it from both sides, from your own personal side, what you need in the moment from others when you're struggling, but also what you can deliver to others. And sometimes all you need is to deliver yourself to your friends in that moment. And be okay with being silent, being muddy, climbing down into the hole. And just being there. It might be all they need. And that's not a big ask. To be silent, to be present, and to be there. Let's try to do that this week. Thanks for being here. If you need any help, you want to chat about anything to do with dad stuff, dadspace.ca. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Take care. Hey, dads, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of the podcast. Thank you for following the show. I'd encourage you to do just so if you haven't done so already. Look at your phone. There's like a little follow button or subscribe, or I don't know what it says on your screen, but there's like a little button at the top of the screen. If you click that button, that means every time a new episode of Dad Space shows up, it goes right to your phone. It's waiting for you whenever you're ready. So you don't have to try to remember, what's the name of that show? Space Dad? No, Dad Space. It'll show up right there for you if you follow the show. That'd be great. If you listen on Spotify, like I do, I'm a Spotify user. You can actually leave a comment in every episode, and I will respond as your faithful host to any comments you leave in the episodes. So please jump in. Love to read your comments, your thoughts about the episode. That'd be fun. And if ever you just want to just hang out with another dad, you got a few moments on your time in your day, in your week, and you're like, I'd just like to grab a virtual coffee with Dave. You can always buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com, but you could also just join me for a virtual coffee and we could just chat about dad stuff. I'm always looking forward to meet the people who listen to this show. That brings me a lot of joy. So dadspace.ca, all the information in the show notes. And thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing this podcast with one other dad. I really appreciate you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you on the next episode. Take care.